This is a little instruction or screen recording on how to set up your Motorsport Australia online portal so that you can do an online entry. First thing you need to do is go to Google and look for Motorsport Australia. The top find will be the one that you click on. The members portal is over here. As you click on it, it will then ask you to put in your member ID, which is your Motorsport Australia license. I already have an account set up, and as I click into it, it's going to ask me for my password. If you have an existing Motorsport Australia license, what I've been told is that it will take you to a setup page where you can put in your information to set up your account. Remembering that if you get stuck, you can always call Motorsport Australia on their helpline and they'll be able to help get you set up. So in the meantime, I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. Okay, some of the information will automatically be populated through Motorsport Australia, but you do need to go ahead and update your profile information to make sure that things like your emergency contact, your email address, your date of birth are all in your profile. And that way your entry will run much smoother when you go to do an online entry in the future. The second thing that you have to do for an online entry is have your vehicle set up within the system. And the easiest way to go ahead and do that is to click over here on Event Entry. That'll take you to the Event Entry page. From here, depending on your layout, you may have a display up the top here with my details, my car, my events, something along the lines of that. But if your screen looks like this, you need to click on the menu and go down to set up My Cars. If you've got multiple cars, you can add. Lucky you, multiple car owner. If you're starting from scratch, you're just going to add one car. I've already got one car in my setup, and I'm going to just click on that to talk you through how to do the setup. The top part one, is pretty straightforward. It is just your usual setup for type of vehicle, engine type, capacity, that type of thing. Remember that your capacity is, if you're turboed, a multiplier, and you need to multiply that appropriately. The next thing is classes. Classes takes a little bit of setting up, but for the purposes of the Tamworth Sporting Car Club lap dash, you need to look here in general classes. So you just click on the arrow there, it'll drop down all of the general classes that are available, scroll right down to the bottom, and then you'll see type 1 through to type 5 with special vehicles. And these are the classes that we run under for the supregs for a club lap dash. You need to tick your appropriate class for your car, and then that's all you need to do for a club lap dash. If you're setting it up for doing, say, hill climb events as well, there are hill climb classes that you can go ahead and select the same type of process, and same thing for New South Wales Super Sprint or National and Speed events. You just need to go ahead and pick your appropriate class. Once you've set up your classes, which is part 2, you need to go to part 3, which is your competition information. You need to click on that arrow there. If you've got a sponsor, lucky you, you can put that in. If your car's road registered, that goes over here. Your logbook number, the COD number is not compulsory, but then your preferred racing numbers go in. If you don't own a transponder, you need to type the word none, as it is displayed up here, capital N-O-N-E. If you have a second transponder, you can put in that information, but most of us for Club Lap Dash won't require one. Well, you won't require one for a Club Lap Dash. The regularity and lap times are optional, as is history and awards, as is photos, so you don't need to have any of these set up. But just so I can go ahead and save the form, I'm just going to change this to like that and say save. Now your vehicle's set up and you're well on your way being able to go ahead and do an online entry. We're going to do another part 2 video to that. So hopefully that helps you in getting your members portal set up, your car set up, and remembering that if you do get stuck, you can contact Motorsport Australia and they should be able to help you out in business hours. All right, hopefully that helps.